Why the US hasn't shut down the suspected Chinese surveillance balloon, according to officials. CNN. As the US and its Canadian partners continue to monitor a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon floating above the northern United States, one question stands out among the rest: why hasn't it been shut down? Officials have said that balloon's path carries it over a number of sensitive sites in the US. The balloon, which is the size of the three buses, has been seen over Montana, which is home to underground US military intercontinental ballistic missile silos. But ultimately, officials determined that the potential damage of falling debris outweighed the risk of the balloon itself, which they said does not have the ability to bring in more intelligence than the spy satellite in low Earth orbit, which China already uses. Why not shoot it down? We have to do the risk reward here, a senior defense officer said on Thursday. So the first question is: does it pose a threat, a physical kinetic threat, to individuals in the United States, in the US homeland? Our assessment is it does not. Does it pose a threat to civilian aviation? Our assessment is it does not. Does it pose a significantly enhanced threat on the intelligence side? Our best assessment right now is that it does not. So, given that profile, we assess the risk of downing it, even if the probability is low in a sparsely populated area of the debris falling and hurting someone or damaging property, that it wasn't worth it. A U.S. official added on Friday to CNN, this isn't like a Top Gun where it just explodes and doesn't go anyway. It's large and it's metal. It would put hundreds of Americans at risk. President Joe Biden was briefed on the balloon's movement and the request options from his military advisors. And while there was a consideration to down the balloon while it was over Montana, the advice was ultimately not to. The Biden administration acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive intelligence, and the official said on Thursday. But that's not to say that it couldn't be shut down eventually. The senior defense officer said on Thursday that the US has options to deal with this balloon if the risk it poses changes. We have communicated to Chinese officials the seriousness with which we take this issue, but we have made clear we will do whatever is necessary to protect our people and our homeland, the official said. Chinese officials called the balloon a civilian airship used for research, mainly meteorological purposes, which deviated far from its planned course. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken postponed his upcoming trip to China in response to the balloon sighting, according to two U.S. officials. The postponement marks the significant new pace in the tensions between Washington and Beijing. U.S. officials said there were similar incidents with suspected Chinese surveillance balloons over Hawaii and Guam in recent years. On Thursday, a senior defense officer said the instances of this activity have been observed over the past several years, including prior to this administration.